The novice part hasn't. I don't know if it's gonna be too challenging. Candy Town looks fun. Actually, all of these are pretty cool, especially this one. I'm gonna check this one out. Uh oh. Let's try measure angle. So this is the last set of levels before we go into beginner. So let me see what this one's about before I jump over to beginner. Reset simulation. Click reset to start over. Okay. If only you would let me. Here you go. Okay, so I guess I'm supposed to uh, make it just to that goal. That doesn't seem too bad. So I need to move forward a little bit. Oh yeah. Over here on the left hand side, you'll have access to different, coding blocks. There's movement, control flow, and data. And as you progress through the program, there's going to be a few more of these block type panels open up. So let me just go start with a drive forward, and if you see here, there's a little square with a little cogwheel on it. So when you click on that, you can put a check mark on set distance, and that way I can go over here to data and grab this little guy right here. So we don't want him to drive forward forever, the robot, it, whatever your favorite pronoun is. We're just going to do a distance of 2 for now. 3 might be too much, so let's just do that. Okay, great. So now we need it to turn right. So let me see if I can plug in a right turn here. Run it again. Forward. And turn right. Oops, turn right a little bit too much. I just noticed that this turn also has a cogwheel on it. So I guess you can set the angle. Let's try that. That actually seems like fun. So let me reset simulation, and when it turns, we want it to turn at let's see. Let's just do 90-degree angle, see if that helps. Duplicate this one and put 90. And if it's too much, we'll go ahead and lower that number. There's a forward movement. There's the turn. Okay, it was a little bit too much because if we drive forward from that point, it'll probably fall off the path there. So let's go ahead and run it. Yeah. Okay, so that right angle, 90-degree angle was too much. So let's lower that to maybe 70. Let's see how that goes. There's a forward movement. There's a turning movement, and okay, so I want it to go straight. We really don't have to change it, but I'm going to anyway. I'm going to put 60, and the distance I'm going to put 3 because it didn't quite have enough forward movement to reach the goal. So I'm going to put a distance of 3 here. Forward movement, right turn, and another forward. Great. Next activity. Okay, so I'll just do this one more, and then I'll jump into beginner and do the first few beginner stages. Okay, that's interesting. So let me go ahead and go to drive forward. Let's do a distance of 3. Actually, you know what? I'll just put 1. Distance of 1. And then I'll have it turn left. 50 degrees. So let's put 50. And then another drive forward. Let's see if that'll do it. Uh-oh. It wasn't enough. So let's do 60 here. Reset simulation and run it again. So it didn't quite turn enough. Uh-oh. Oh, wow, that still wasn't quite enough. So let's do 70 here. Reset simulation, and we're gonna run it again. So it's gonna drive forward, turn left at 70 degrees, and then forward again. Forward, turn left 70, and drive forward. And I barely made it. Okay, so let me go ahead and jump into the beginner, so we can look at that for a little bit today. I'm gonna go to my courses, and then go to beginner. Getting started, there's 3 activities in here. These are very similar to what you'll find in Novice. I kind of want to skip them because they're very simple, but I'll just go through them really quick. It won't take too long anyway.
There's that Lego Edu-Tech bot. Pretty cool stuff there. A little expensive, but it's worth it if you're trying to learn robotics. CoderZ workspace. Please wait while we load everything. Awesomeness takes time. Yeah. Hello world. To get you started, we place the base code. In no time you'll be writing your very own program. Next. Run simulation. To run the code and simulation, simply click this play button. Right. So this was a this is how the program used to start with beginner. They added Novice recently. So like I said, this part here is a little bit easy. I wanted to skip it, but I also wanted to show it. So I'm gonna go ahead and continue here. Writing code. Writing code is as easy as snapping blocks together. This drive block is not connected and will not be executed. That's why it's grayed out. Drag and drop. To fix it, 1. Click and hold the gray drive block. 2. Drag and snap it to the program start block. Okay? Run simulation. Let's do it. Notice that the reset is on here. Anyway, you've successfully completed getting started. Snap blocks. Let's go to the next activity. And hopefully it won't take too long getting started. Adding blocks. In writing your own programs, you will need to add new blocks. Let's see how. Where's the driver? Oops, it looks like someone forgot to add the drive block. Open category. Let's add the drive block. We can't go anywhere without it. Open the motor category. Drive block. Now choose the drive block. Okay? Drag and snap the drive block below to the program start block. See? That's the great thing about this program is that it shows you how to code with block coding. I believe the new category that they added at the end, it's got Python in it, so I kind of want to get there eventually. I'm not there yet. Congrats. Just watch your first program. Run the code and enjoy. Awesome. Congratulations. You have completed the last getting started mission. Okay, so now
I'm going to go into basic navigation 1, and eventually I'll make it to some of these stages. Power up. Can you go faster? Power up. Did you know that you can control the robot's speed? Increase power to drive faster. Alright, let's see. Power up. Let's play with power. Powerful numbers. The drive block has a power input. It controls a robot's drive speed. Next, do it. Run the simulation to see how fast it goes. Right, with a speed of 20, it's moving very slowly. See, kind of hard to tell, but because it's moving so slow, but it is moving forward, and it's grabbing one of these little green, looks like gasoline containers. That's really slow. I suppose that's snoring. Okay. Speed up. Power 20 is too slow. Raise the power value to 100. That's the max. Okay. And let's try it again. Now we're making progress. Great. Notice that in this part, the run simulation button also resets the simulation. So the reset simulation button is gone from here. You have successfully completed power up. Thank you. Drive backward. This time you need to drive backward. You can do it. Yes, I believe in myself. Change direction. The robot is facing away from the target. If it could only drive backward. Run the simulation to drive the robot. Right. The robot needs to go backward. Just click on the drop-down menu and select backward. Okay. Great. Now the robot should drive backward to the target. Run the simulation again. See, now it's going backwards. And I can also change the camera. It's just the same way, right-clicking on this area and moving the mouse around while you have a right-click pressed down. You've successfully completed drive backward. Forth and back. Let's use a block to control what happens when in the code. Alright. Wait for. Meet the wait for block. Use it to control the flow of the program. Let's see how. Driving forward. This drive block will drive the robot forward. Next, the wait for block. The wait for block will tell the code how long to run the code behind it before moving on to the next block, right? So it's going to drive forward for 2000 milliseconds, which is just 2 seconds, right? So because it's milliseconds. So say if I wanted it to drive forward for 5 seconds, I would put how much here? It'd be 5000, right? If I wanted it to go forward for 6 seconds, here I would put 6000, right? You could even do smaller numbers, like if I wanted to go forward for 8.5, you can do 8500 milliseconds, right? So you can do that too. The wait for block, alright, I already read that. Next, wait for. The wait for block uses milliseconds. Stop. This drive block will stop the robot because the power is set to 0. Okay? Okay, so let's try that. There are two problems. The robot needs to drive forward for a bit longer. The robot needs to drive backward instead of stopping. Okay? Wait longer. To solve this problem, set the wait value to 2500 milliseconds. This should be enough to collect the points ahead. Okay, so let's change this to 2500. And great, now we need to drive the robot backward instead of stopping. Let's use a trick to do that. Try setting the drive power to negative 1000. Negative 100. So by putting negative 100, that's also a way to make it walk backward, because we're using a negative number. See? And it's going to keep going until it gets to the goal, because there's no limitation. Congratulations, you've successfully completed forth and back. Great. Code the robot to get all the points by driving backward, then forward. Alright. There and back again. Now the robot needs to drive backward and then forward. Next, the code. Here are all the blocks you'll need. Place and configure them to complete the mission. Don't forget to set directions. Right, so at the beginning it's kind of really holding your hand through all the new mechanics that you're learning, but it does get more complex later on, and we'll work our way up to that eventually. Having trouble, helpful tips can be found here on it, okay? So I'll just do this one and I'll stop there for now, and I'll pick up in another video. So what do we want the robot to do? Well, we want it to get all of the green power-ups, or I don't know, gas cans? I'll call them gas cans. We want the robot to get all of the green gas cans before it gets to the goal. So first, it's facing towards the goal, so you want it to go backwards, right, and then forwards all the way to the goal. So here, I'm going to go ahead and make it go backwards first. And we want it to go quickly, so I'm going to put 100 on the power, and I'm going to switch this to backward, right? Now, I'm going to put wait for maybe 3000 milliseconds. I don't know if that's enough. Maybe I'll put 3500. That way it only walks backwards for 3.5 seconds, and then after that it'll go forward indefinitely without limitation. So let's see if that worked. There's a backward for 3.5 seconds, and there's the forward movement. Great, congratulations, you've successfully completed back and forth. So let me go ahead and stop this video for now, and I'll pick up in a little while.